What up, what up? Welcome to the Digital Acid Podcast, the only place on the internet where you're going to find the best of future tech and street culture. I'm your host, Sebastian, and I'm joined by my homie, Nathan.
What's good, what's good?
And we're going to be talking about a crazy topic today. What if your next streetwear cop arrived via drone delivery? We're going to talk about that and more. But first, a quick message from our sponsor, Starfish Community. Starfish Community is a co-working space and community hub for emerging technology pioneers to connect, collaborate, and build. They host blockchain, crypto, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, virtual reality and augmented reality, and other builders in the emergent web space. They do some awesome events, and if you'd like to find out more about Starfish Community, you can visit their website at starfishcommunity.com. Back to this. So what's your thoughts on this? Just right out the gate, just from the headline. Seems like UPS got approval from the RAA to be able to do drone delivery, and they're the first.
So I think a little while back I saw something about like Amazon having drone delivery, or they're gonna come out with it, but that never like happened, right?
I think a big part of that is because there is a lot of clearance on airspace. So just kind of like out the gate without reading the article or anything, and I think we're going to jump into that in just a second. But off the top of my head, there's a few concerns, right? It's like, first of all, the noise. You're going to have thousands of drones. I mean, e-commerce is not going to slow down. So buying things on the internet, copping, the latest kicks or whatever, that's not going to slow down. People are going to want it faster over the years. And so with all those buzzing above your head, if there's a malfunction, then it can fall on your head. So there's a safety issue, and that's why a lot of these companies that are doing food delivery or package delivery on land, like the ones with wheels, like Starship Technologies, I believe, is working on something. So, yeah, overall, there hasn't been any clearance, so I don't see how Amazon could yet do it. However, I'm sure that Amazon is a partner with UPS. So they're probably going to get it as a consequence.
Okay. I think it's pretty cool. Like I'd probably want to get that, like especially if it's really, really quick. Like if it's because Amazon was boasting 30-minute delivery if you live close enough, right, like in certain areas. Yeah. And so like if they can get it to me in 30 minutes, it's where yeah. But if it takes a little bit longer than that, like if that shit's like traveling for a while, then I don't know how I feel, because like already like that's gonna be hella shit flying around, man.
Yeah, so
like, that's a lot to have in the air.
And the other thing is that like, so let's say like, okay, so you get past the bots and you get the supreme drop that you've been dying for, all right, and then somebody shoots your drone down.
Oh my god. Bro, or what if it just drops it on accident? Just drops it somewhere random.
And it's just like one of one. You bought the Supreme brick and the brick breaks.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess you have insurance, but
that would be
again,
so
if it's like a limited, if it's insurance, super rare, then
yeah, I don't even think you're getting insurance on that. You just lost out, man.
All right, well,
that sucks.
Let's read a little bit into the article to inform ourselves, and then we'll get another hot take after that. So here we go. So UPS announced that it has received government approval to operate a drone airline. Don't expect your next package to arrive directly on your doorstep by a drone, though. UPS says it will first use the certification to build a drone delivery network for hospital campuses around the U.S. UPS said in July that it was seeking permission from the Federal Aviation Administration to operate the network, and today it got just that.
Interesting.
Specifically, UPS drone delivery subsidiary, UPS Flight Forward, was granted a Part 135 standard certification that need to be regulated like commercial planes do. the federal government evaluates them on a similar footing. Drone delivery companies have to be certified by the FAA, just like companies that fly planes. UPS says the certification will let the company fly as many drones as it wants, let its drones fly beyond a pilot's visual line of sight, carry cargo that weighs more than 55 pounds, and fly at night. None of these things are allowed without an exemption from the FAA, and Part 135 standard clears UPS to do them all the time. So UPS says it's the first company to get the full Part 135 standard certification. Other notable companies working on drone delivery, including Amazon Air, Uber Eats, haven't. However, in April, Alphabet's wing, which is Google, received a Part 135 single pilot air carrier certificate, which basically trusts a single wing employee to fly drones, not the whole company. Okay. So,
interesting.
What's your thoughts out the gate?
Okay, first thing I notice is they're using it for hospitals and shit like that. So, like, that's cool.
Okay.
That's great that that's improving.
Like supplies probably or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Some quick.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So you're not going to be getting like your clothes or anything in that, I don't think, just yet. But I think that's pretty good. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to see like thousands of drones just flying around because they're cleared to fly as many as they want, man. So,
well, that was the kind of thing that I thought was interesting because it said this license would allow them to fly as many as they want, but they would only start with the hospital work, right? But the license granted them to do everything.
Yeah, I think that's a smart
flying
move.
At night. And so, you know, I wonder if that's kind of the first integrations is we'll see that at nighttime, you know, they'll probably have a regulation of how many can fly with the amount of sound that it causes to not like wake people up and stuff. And then you'll probably hear a lot of them flying at night instead of during the day when there's probably a lot of risk of like falling on somebody or whatever.
Makes sense. I think it's a smart move by them to enter the market like that, you know, because I think people are more accepting, you know, it's to hospitals to help people. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that that's like a legit intent, or is that like the ploy?
It could be a ploy, but you know, I'm not shooting any shots here. I'm just saying it seems like a very like nice way to get into the market.
Okay, so there you go. We have the limit is 55 pounds. As you mentioned, it's probably going to come from it's probably going to start in the cities that have already the Amazon warehouses, right? So which are already fulfilled by robots.
But interestingly enough, it also mentioned that Amazon Air is not.
So they don't have an approval for their drones. So like I said, though, they're using UPS. They're using all of this for Amazon anyways. This just means that they can't start their own drone airline. So it said that Alphabet or Google was authorized to have one person within the company piloting.
That operates it all, yeah.
Whereas UPS has no constraints.
Okay.
Well, so I think that's pretty dope, though. I mean, imagine like, you know, you cop your new drop and then you see it arriving.
That would be crazy. Drone. Yeah. That would be crazy. That would, for sure. That would get me. I would be like, that's the future way to cop, dude. Have your shit just delivered through a drone. Yeah. Oh,
you know, the most epic like outfit change or something. You know what I mean? Like have it delivered to the club.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some drip.
That's a stunt, dude. That's a stunt. Just plan it out 30 minutes in advance.
Definitely. That's a dope way to do it. Just have your drip delivered via drone. Have the drip drone bring it to you.
I'm glad that they're taking this approach, though, where you're not getting bombarded all the way. You get a little build up here. So you see a few of them. Yeah. You get used to it. You see a few more. You get used to it. You see a few more.
Is in there, you know?
You get more used to it, yeah. And then before you know it, you got thousands flying around.
Yeah, and you forgot it. You forgot the time where the sky wasn't covered in drones.
There you go.
Well, so okay, it seems like thumbs up, but you know, just let's take it easy. Let's watch it. Let's see it develop, and then you know, so thumbs up, but with caution. Right? All right, dope story though. Yeah.